Today we're driving the 2023 Ford F-250 King Ranch. This has the 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel high output, which means it makes 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque. It can tow up to 22,000 pounds. It's got about a 4,000 pound payload capacity. It is an absolute monster. I've been daily driving it this week. Let's talk about what it's been like to live with. We'll give you guys some driving impressions later on after this walk around. Let's hop inside, we'll start it up, and we'll get started with the review. You're greeted with a step, which you definitely need to get up into this thing because it is so tall, so much ground clearance here. This truck, as equipped, is about $90,000. Lots of screens, lots of physical controls in this F-250. It's actually a pretty nice place to be. Lots of stitching, lots of King Ranch logos. Established 1853 when the ranch was built. And just a lot of really nice, luxurious amenities in this truck. Some clever little solutions here too for storage. You got wireless charging, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. All the creature comforts you would come to expect from a $90,000+ truck. 2-speed transfer case with a locking rear differential, 4 high, 4 low, 2 high, drive modes, and a lot of really cool convenience and technology for towing and trailering. There's a lot of cool features in this F-250, which we'll get into a little bit later. First though, let's walk around the outside a little bit more and show you what this thing looks like in the back seat and in the truck bed. So as you would expect in the back seat, it's absolutely cavernous. There's just a ton of room back here. Got some under seat storage right here too. Grab handles to get back here, which is very nice. I'm 5'10". With my driving position, I have more than enough space in the back of this. We get heated rear seats, 2 USB ports, and a pretty nice view of this front cockpit. This King Ranch leather, the brown interior, it's kind of iconic at this point. We've seen it in so many vehicles from Ford over the years, trucks and SUVs. And this isn't quite the top trim. There is the Limited that sits above this King Ranch, but it's getting pretty darn close. This is, of course, a luxury work truck. There's just a ton of capability and a ton of creature comforts in this F-250. I think the new design, it looks pretty good. It's very boxy, a little bit old school. Looks great on these chrome wheels. The running boards tucked up in there are nice and sharp. You can also get this as a Tremor package, which I think would probably be the way I would go if I needed something like this. This 160-inch wheelbase truck has a 6.75-foot bed, factory bed liner, 34-gallon fuel tank. We've got bed lights in there, Pro Power Assist on board. Yeah, lots of good stuff, lots of usable space, and I think this is a power tailgate. If I can just find the button. There we go. You can all collectively groan that a truck has a power tailgate in the comments now. Lots of steps to help us get into the bed. Little grab handle here too. That's nice. More steps back here. All very useful. Diesel and DEF. Box frame here. Full-size spare. Cool-looking exhaust tips. Very quiet for the size of this turbo diesel V8. And wait till we get on the road, you guys. The power here is unbelievable. I've been averaging about 20 miles to the gallon in this on the highway, about 16 to 17 combined. This is one of the bigger vehicles I've tested recently. you're pretty much eye level with a lot of buses, some smaller semi-trucks. It is kind of nice. All right, let's walk you around this interior a little bit. Over to the left here, we've got our mirror lights, bed lights, gauge cluster light adjustment. We can adjust the distance of our pedals, which is really nice. 3-seat memory settings, all the steering wheel controls we've come to know from Fords recently, and I love all the physical buttons here for climate. Yes, we have a big 12-inch touchscreen, but stuff isn't hidden behind everything. Ford is keeping their trucks purpose-built and pure and usable, which is really nice. 12-volt outlet here, 120-volt, 20-amp plug socket there, a little bit of storage underneath. We have 360 cameras, forward-facing cameras, pretty much cameras facing in every direction. Nice big column shifter. I'll put my seatbelt on here. Don't get too much beeping going on. Love this column shifter. It's easy to select between park, reverse, neutral, drive. You also get a manual mode with 2 plus/minus buttons here, so you can select your gears manually. We also get an engine brake. That's pretty cool. That'll give you a little bit more deceleration off throttle. It has an auto mode, an on mode, and of course an off mode. Lots more storage here. Some clever stuff here with cup holders. You can move that around, get access to larger drink spaces here. No sunroof, but we've got room to put our sunglasses, tons of auxiliary gauges, and great big visors to block the sun. There we go. We've got some pretty clever controls here for our Pro Trailer Assist down here, so they can help you steer the trailer in the right direction. Trailer brake controller down there. Of course, we don't have a trailer connected, so that's not going to work. And then some pretty cool tech here, like onboard scales. Not for commercial use, but kind of gives you an idea of what type of a weight you have in the bed. And actually, seems like I was wrong about that payload capacity. This is 3,164 pounds, I guess, instead of 4,000 pounds. Maybe that's for the 8-foot bed. We also have some other cool features like Smart Hitch, so you can set this up for a conventional trailer. You can see weight distribution on the hitch, gooseneck, a fifth wheel, stuff like that. All things that we would get a little bit more in depth with if we were actually towing something. There's some better videos out there on YouTube that go and explain this stuff a little bit better when it's actually been put in use. So we'll kind of let you guys go seek out those videos instead. For now, let's just go see how this truck drives on the road and get some driving impressions. I love this fisheye mirror here. Gives you a really nice wide angle view. And of course you've got the long distance mirrors. Of course you can extend these way out so you can see around that trailer if you're towing. This 6.7 liter turbo diesel just sounds so cool. You have what feels like endless torque under your right foot. The 10-speed auto shifts smoothly. There's just so much power. We're in 2 high right now. Later on in this video, we'll put this in 4 high and do a bit of a launch. This is probably one of the fastest diesel trucks I've ever tested. Heated seats are nice and toasty. We also get a heated steering wheel, ventilated seats. You can remote start this with the key fob. Nothing too new there, but very nice to do on these very, very cold, chilly Michigan mornings. I have pretty good visibility in this truck. No need for a digital rear view mirror, though that would be nice for the price point here. Mirrors show me everything I need to see. I can see over just about every vehicle on the road except for a truck, like a semi-truck or a bus or another F-250. Ride is mostly comfortable. If you get into some heavier undulations on the highway at higher speed, this is definitely a stiffer truck, and it needs to be to tow and to haul. Brakes feel nice. good amount of bite, easy to modulate that brake pedal. All of your inputs here are actually tuned very well. Steering is nice and light. This is an easy truck to drive. Down here at the bottom left, you can see this readout for what gear you're in with that 10-speed auto. All right, off we go. A little bit of wheel slip there. You almost have to plan out your accelerations in this truck because it is so quick and has so much torque. It actually handles pretty well because of how stiff the suspension is. It's very flat. And it's a little bit freaky going flat out in something like this because it's not making the amount of noise that you would expect for the level of acceleration that you feel. It's pretty quick. No blue cruise or anything like that. We get standard adaptive cruise control, which does work quite well. 3 different following distance settings, lane keeping assist, which again does a nice job of keeping us centered between the lines, but it does prompt me to put my hands back on the wheel a little bit too often, even though my hands are on the wheel. Still a nice system to live with. Love these physical controls. It's nice that they're on the left side of the steering wheel too, so you can just rest your arm here and do everything you need to. And if you're averaging about 20 miles to the gallon on the highway, this thing would just eat up miles. So easy to drive. The B&O sound system's pretty good too. We'll do a little sound system test before the end of the video. Lots of different menu views. We can see our fuel economy, our trip, tire pressures, general measurements of coolant, transmission, engine oil temps. There's also a calm screen, which is nice. Week it's been pretty slippery out, so I've been driving this in slippery roads mode. That'll put you in 4 high automatically. Not something we really want to do right now since it's dry out, but we do get a tow haul mode. Let's go into that right now here. That'll change your head-up display too. More wheel spin. Turn on the engine brake too. Just a little bit more deceleration off throttle from that. Very clever how they've switched up the gauges here. Let's see, turbo PSI. 33 PSI there at full throttle. And then exhaust brake percentage, 35% there. There's also an eco mode. And another F-250 Super Duty passing us. muscle this thing around. It's pretty good to drive. It's just shockingly fast. That high output 6.7 liter power stroke never really makes a lot of noise. It's just a quiet whoosh. I really like the visibility in this truck. It makes it a little bit more comfortable and easy to live with and drive in tighter driving scenarios. I've taken this into the city some this week and driven it around town and through neighborhoods and downtown, and it's been fine. The mirrors really give you a lot of information. I like this low section to the window here. That's been something in Ford trucks for a little while at this point. The view over the hood is nice and low. I feel like I can actually see, and it makes me a little more comfortable driving this truck. It's not like the Toyota Tundra, for example, where I just couldn't see anything out of the front and sides, and I felt a little bit claustrophobic and not as in control of the driving experience as I would have preferred. Got a bumpy section of road coming up here. This is bouncy over rougher pavement. I think off-road, you'd get jostled around on this quite a bit. But chances are you're going to be using this towing, hauling, and with any type of load on this truck, it's going to get a lot more comfortable. Let's see how it is in some snow here. We'll switch us into slippery mode, which will put us into 4x4. 4x shift in progress. There we go. Tires have done okay in the snow and the slush this week. No complaints. Braking performance is decent. Acceleration feels pretty good. I have a feeling on that hill we just went up, it wasn't quite engaged into 4x4 just yet. Pause here, see what it looks like in the snow. Love this color too, azure gray. I believe this has been discontinued for the 2024 model year. Kind of a shame because it looks really good, especially with the chrome accents. It's been impossible to keep a truck clean or any vehicle clean this week. Did my best earlier today, but this thing is shined up. It is sharp. You can lock your front hub here. 275 65R 20-inch Bridgestone Dueler AT tires. A couple big recovery toe points right there. Heavy duty stuff for heavy duty work. we'll ease ourselves down this hill. And we'll go back into normal drive mode, which will put us into 2 high. Even though the ride is stiff, NVH is quite good. No major shakes or rattles in this truck. Suspension is quiet over bumps. There's not a lot of wind noise on the highway. This thing keeps you pretty well isolated. While we're just cruising here, let's go in and do a sound system test. I want to hear what this B&O sounds like with our test track. Super easy volume and track selection controls right here on the steering wheel. B&O actually sounds awesome. While we're here, let's do a quick acceleration run. I'd like to get a 0 to 60 out of this. No one around us, no one behind us. We're going to start off in manual mode, 2nd gear, then put us in drive and take off. It is quick. Yeah, that is impressive. Let's test out our turning radius. Not too bad. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's a drive in the 2023 Ford F-250 Super Duty King Ranch 160-inch wheelbase, 6.75 foot bed. Is that the whole name? I think that's the whole name. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bit of a sunset drive on this truck tonight. Wanted to show you what the lighting looked like in the evening as well. Very comfortable, very nice truck to live with on a daily basis. If you need something to do all the things that this truck can do, and you want to do it in comfort and luxury, and you've got about a $90,000 to $100,000 hole burning in your pocket, still a pretty solid option in the market. The power here is just unbelievable. That's probably the biggest win. This 6.7 liter high output turbo diesel is probably overkill, but if you're towing heavy loads and you're maxing out that 22,000 pound tow capacity on this truck, you might need it. it might make things just a little bit more comfortable, especially if you're at altitude, if you're going up big hills, or you're in the mountains. Who knows what your use case scenario is. If you're just driving this around to the shops, get a smaller truck. Go get a Ford Maverick or something. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys later. Take care. I do have one follow-up, one minor complaint about the running boards. When you're loading things into the cab, you know, maybe you've got car seats, you got family, you go from one side of the truck to the other side of the truck, you open it up, so you're going to your back door, you're putting stuff in here, you're closing the door, and then you're coming back to the other side. Right about when you're about to get to that other side, the running boards go up. You open the door and they have to come back down. So if the running boards stay down for just a little bit longer, that would be nice. I'm not sure if that's a setting in the car or not. We might check that out actually. But this week that's kind of been my only real annoyance with this F-250. Got this big arrow piece right here too. I assume that's removable if you want a little bit more approach angle. You're going to be taking this off-road. Cool truck though. I will miss it when it's gone this week. It's been pretty cool to spend some time in this. All right, let's see here. Running boards. Running board modes. Auto timer. Extended timer. I think that's what we want. All right, so that's your solution. Let's see how long they stay out now. If I get out of the truck, close the door, go to the other side, they're still down. That's nice. How much longer does it take for them to fold up? Quite a bit longer. Okay, that's nice. That's great. We're not going to sit here and wait around for them because it probably lasts another minute or so. Who knows? Hopefully they fold up once we get rolling, and they do. Good. One of the nicer Ford infotainment systems too. A little bit laggy, a little bit sluggish, but better than the rest of them in my opinion. And I love that we get physical controls. While we're here, let's do another 0 to 60. Just real quick. 4x4 shift, 4 high. We'll just roll into it. 10-speed can't quite keep up with how much power this has. Wow, though. It really does pull in 4 high. That's amazing. That power is just incredible. Once everything gets temp into it too, it seems to act a little bit more consistent. Yeah, that is impressive. Okay, we'll end on that note. See you guys later. Take care.